Okay, so we're going to talk about how people don't see the pain or the process that you go through to get where you're at. Okay. All right, let me straighten up. Let me straighten up. I didn't tell anybody I was going live today except for through the morning walk. Okay. All right. So people don't see the steps you put in to stay slim and trim. People don't see the water that you drink to stay hydrated and keep your nails long and your hair strong and long. Okay. People don't see, the process. And so when they come up to you and they ask you for advice, okay, so how do you keep your nails so long? I have a whole arsenal. I go with drinking my water or my tea, taking my multivitamin, eating some type of protein. Okay, I got a whole arsenal for them. Some people don't want to put in the work, but they want to see the results. People come to my house, they say, your house is so it's always so clean, it's always so neat, and it's always so put together, and you always look so nice. I had somebody in Golden Corral the other day say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Like, you look, unique. She was like, you look classy, but also sporty. How do you do that? And I was just like, day in and day out, I perfect my craft. Day in and day out, I'm working on myself. Whether it's reading a book, drinking some water, um, going outside and get my walk on, or, watching a couple of videos that are inspiring and motivating. Okay. So when people look at you or they see you or they see, your house or your car, they think that you just got it overnight. Like you didn't put in any work, you didn't network, you didn't, call your contacts, call your friends, call your family, check in at work, actually do your job to the best of your ability. They don't know that you asked a lot of questions. They don't know that you did a lot of research. They don't know you did a lot of hours, after the clock, not just on the clock, but after the clock. Okay. So, the hours that you're putting in to get where you need to be, they're the lonely hours. They're the quiet hours. They're the hours that you don't have any motivation. You don't have any friends around, no family around. Saying, did you drink your water? Did you take your multivitamin? Did you put in some protein? You don't have anybody staring at you and holding you accountable. Okay. So sometimes people come to my house and they say, oh my gosh, your house is so beautiful. It smells so nice. They don't see me, oops, excuse me. I got a spin table. So they don't see me, lighting a candle or, candle warmer. And this is, hold on, for y'all that want to know. This is the alpine forest. Okay. So when you come in my house, it smells nice and like adventurous, just like my channel. It's like you about to step into the forest and take an adventure and go somewhere you never been. Okay, off the Aspen, off the wherever you want to go. Okay. So was that Mama? Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah. So, I'm always getting ready on a daily basis. And so I'm staying ready. I'm, reviewing myself. It's the little things for me. When I get up in the morning, I'm shining my nails. People are like, oh my God, you're doing too much. You're never doing too much. When you're looking at yourself and you're building yourself slowly but surely, keeping all your ducks in a row. People are like, oh yeah, I want to see you let your hair down, let your hair down. I'm like, I save those moments, for when, it's a special occasion. After the halftime, you see me is pulled back, tucked under into a nice little bun or a messy bun. This is messy right now. Okay. The same thing with my nails. I rarely even, do a whole lot when it comes to my nails. I keep them tucked away, and when I talk and I express myself, I do like this a whole lot. Like I'm like rolling the camera, trying to hurry up and get what I need to say out. And then people notice, oh wow, you got some long nails, you got some long hair. Then you let it down, and they like, oh my God, you never told me. You don't have to make an announcement when you come in. People don't recognize the quality in you because you're not always yelling and screaming and trying to get an attention. And so when I walk in the room, I go to the back and I sit in the back and I get quiet and I pull out my little notebook. Half the time people are calling on me. Oh, they want to see what I have to say because I'm so quiet. I move like some of my videos. I'm like, just try. I don't want to say shut up, but keep your mouth quiet. Don't tell every little thing about you because people like the mystery in you. They like it. Okay. I was at the Golden Corral the other day. 5 or 10 people coming past me. Oh my gosh. You are so beautiful. I'm like, goodness, can I scoop my little, can I get me a little bit something to eat? Oh, what are you eating? I'm going to get that too. I'm like, you don't even like broccoli casserole. So why are you getting it? Because I'm getting it. Maybe I like broccoli and maybe I like a little bit of rice. Okay. And that's just me. Okay. But you don't have to do everything that I do to be like me. Okay. Add your own pizzazz to things. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah. Thank y'all for chiming back in today. I really appreciate that because you don't have to. Especially on Fun Friday, I like when people carve out a little bit of time and they're loyal. Those are the people like I like to hang around. Like when you're very loyal and you're very consistent and that you're building yourself slowly but surely and you have an explosion at the end of like your what I'm saying, your momentum. Hey, yeah, that's how I am. So those type of people come to my channel. They know I'm like, slowly but surely I'm gonna get where I need to go. And I'm gonna win, okay? A lot of times, sometimes I tell people like, oh yeah, I'm a winner because slowly but surely I'm building myself to my climax. I'm building myself to where I need to be. I'm building myself like my empire. They say Rome wasn't built overnight. I think the back of my hat says Rome. Okay, the back of it, I didn't even notice that. I got it from Target, okay? If you want to get the same thing, please don't go get the same hat as me because I tried to find the last one. Nobody else will find it. So yeah, anyways, if you do get one, I don't really care, but it talks about Rome or whatever the case may be. I like to use that in a lot of my analogies. Rome was not built overnight, but it was a great empire and kingdom. The same thing with you and your house and the way that you do things. Do it slowly but surely and make sure that you're building yourself up. And you're building yourself into a strong tower and you're building yourself into an unstoppable person. You're building yourself in a mysterious way as well. Because not everybody can do what you do. Not everybody can say what you say. And not everybody can look like you look. And sound like you sound. Everybody, they come to my channel, they say, oh my God, you sound so different. It's something different about you. You don't sound like everybody else. That's the beauty of it. You don't want to sound like everybody else. You don't want to look like everybody else. You don't want to perform and move like everybody else because you'll be easily replaceable. Okay? So when you go down the street and you see me, people are like, hold on. What's your name? What's your name? Hold on. They want to talk to me. I want you to talk again. What did you say? Where are you from? You sound different. Are you from the South? Yes. I got the country grammar. Are you... I don't know what that say. Sorry. Okay, sorry so much. Oh yeah. Take your time. You don't have to apologize. I keep it so cool and so smooth, okay? Even if I do mess up, I'm like, it's a part of the process. It's a part of your life, a part of your being. It's a part of who you are. Half of the time, I'm gonna tell you, growing up, this is how I became a straight A student. When I came into my classroom, I just showed up. I had perfect attendance a whole lot. Like I got that award for like the first 7 years in school. Okay. And I wasn't the smartest student. I was quiet and my teacher was just like, I know I can depend on you to be here. So she would have me pass out the papers, just to help with little things where like I need to get going in the morning. And I know that, I'm loyal. I always tell that to you all the time. If you're a loyal person, you know what I'm talking about. You're very consistent. People know they can rely on you. You're not like a flake. You're not going to easily fall off or be like, oh, I ain't friends with that person. Or I don't talk with her no more. I don't deal with her no more. I don't easily just give up on people. I give people grace. Like, hey, you had a bad day. You can come back harder. You can come back stronger. You can come back And, you know, you can be like me. So I be trying to use myself, and they probably like, you know, if somebody stopped being my friend or they stop interacting with me, it's because of them. It's not because of me. Half the time I will still call somebody and try to check up on them. If they don't answer, if they don't reply, like my friend every morning, she texts me in the morning at like 7 or 8 o'clock, and she already know I'm gonna text her back. But guess who started that? It was me. Okay, for a whole straight almost 1 to 2 months. You know, so, and she saw that in me. She was like, just your character, it's something about you. I need to talk to you every day. And I'm like, I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. You know, it's your choice. But you can develop those same skills. Okay, not from like, you know, reading a book or something like that. Sometimes, you know, either you're born with it or you just pick it up from somebody you've been around. So if y'all come to my channel, y'all gonna start to see like, okay, I see what she's talking about. I do some of the same things and I just build up slowly. And then when people see me, they just like, how do you, you know, how did you get here? Like, what you know, what did you do? And I'm like, it's simple. It's so simple. When you come around my house, everybody like, oh, I love your house. Oh my God, so beautiful. It smells so nice. It's simple though. I told y'all, Alpine candles, and I don't even light this candle. I got a candle warmer. Okay, I keep it slow. You know, it's slowly giving a beautiful smell in my house. It's slowly like when people come in my house, okay, I know I smelled this before. I don't know where I smelled it, but it smells so nice in here. Like, you know, then I just do little things, the simple little things. You know, I might hide my candle warmer on my cabinet or either like beside one of my plants or something like that. And I'm gonna, you know what, that was another thing. I'm gonna get some bushes in front of my house and beside of my house. They have the good smelling ones. Like at my where did I find them at? I can't remember where I found them at, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all caught me on the spot. I cannot think of. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna get back to y'all. And because I decided I'm gonna get some of those bushes around my house. I have to find the name of them, and when I get them, I'm gonna let y'all know. If y'all want to know, if y'all want to know, don't worry about it. I probably just post it up on one of like the community reminders on my channel. That way I don't have to make a whole video on it because not everybody is in. Oh, thank you so much. Much love to you too. Love, 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 love. Push the love out there. But yeah, so that y'all don't have to look for it yourself and y'all interested in some of the same things that I am. I'm a plant mama. I love to walk, go out in nature. I don't want to say all the time, but you know, when I can, you know, and then I pretty much like to talk about my EV cars. Of course, I have the jet videos and the rocket videos. I was prior service. I was in the military. So if you see a lot of those on my channel, that's the reason for it. Because I'm just all into air, anything, jumping out of a plane or whatever the case may be. I try to go airborne, but I was too short. Okay. So if you see me probably in real life or in person, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm very short. Okay. Yeah, I wish I was a little bit taller. Y'all heard that song? Okay, that came out when I was little. I was so happy because I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Yeah. Anyways. All right, y'all. So let's get back to what I was talking about today. A lot of people don't see the process. A lot of people want to be in your place. A lot of people want to be in your shoes. You just don't know. They call you and talk to you a lot and they want to know what you're thinking. What's your next move? Or what are you thinking? Or where, you know, let me see where you're coming from, or explain or elaborate. Give me some more details. When people inquire of you a whole lot or ask you a whole lot of questions and you're just like, you know, am I that really important to you? That's how you know. They will switch places with you in a heartbeat. Okay, they see you at, doing what you're doing, you know, planning throughout the day, and they look at your plans and they look at theirs and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing nothing with my life. You know, they would want to switch places with you. You would be surprised. I promise you, you would be surprised, okay? Because, you know, when you're walking around in the stores and somebody's looking in your cart, see, a lot of people don't pay attention to that. Some people are looking in your grocery cart to see what you're doing. Because why are you so different and why are they so blah? And they don't have nothing going on and their life is not interesting. You become something, you'd be surprised. Watch when you start going to the grocery store or you start going to the park or something like that, and watch how many people watch you. Okay, you will see, like, and you get out the car. Oh my God, look at your car. The other day I was driving, I was at the stoplight and the lady stopped me and she said, "Where'd you get your car from?" Oh my God, it's a two-tone car. Yeah, okay, yes, it's two-tone car. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, nothing important about it to me. But you would be surprised. That lady car was looking kind of different. I ain't gonna pick on her because she was a very sweet, really nice lady. And I know she was trying to give me a compliment, but you'd be surprised. You would be so surprised how many people like, what you're saying, what you're doing, and would love to switch right on into your life. You thought your life was boring. You thought, hit that like and subscribe. Oh yeah. Hola, como está? Yeah, hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate that. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, you would be surprised who want to be in your same footsteps, who want to live in that same house. You thought your house wasn't nothing. Oh, it just got 2 stories or a basement and, a small attic. And somebody would love to have that 3-story house you in. Somebody would love to have your brick house. Because I used to be like, oh my gosh, brick is not nothing, amazing or nothing like that. When I started seeing some people like the rafters falling off their house and looking like when somebody tried to pressure wash it, it's falling apart. I started to be a little bit more appreciative, for my life and what I'm doing. Okay. Because some people walk past my house and they say, oh my God, look at your house. And I'm like, what? I've been in this house. I mean, I don't see nothing fancy or nothing, nothing important about me. You'd be surprised. Because you've been in your body your whole life. You don't even like the way you look. You don't even like the way you smell. You probably be tripping on the small stuff on yourself. And other people looking at you and like, oh my God, you got everything. You look like you're stacked. You're like, stacked with what? I think the other day when my the front of the mailbox fell off and I was so mad I hit the mailbox, and do you know that thing knocked back into place? And my neighbors was like doing like this. Like I was like, okay, is somebody, watching me even fix my mailbox? You just be surprised. How many people just appreciate you or, are interested in what you're doing. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, I went camping. Y'all, I know it don't look like I'll go camping. Yeah, stay positive. Yo, good thinking, everything like that. I went camping one time, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking. I like nature, but nature was getting really raw and really out of control, okay? If you ever been out in the wild, okay, where no people have been, the animals are different. Okay, the animals are not scared of you in the wild. I promise you that, okay? You better bring everything that you have with you. A BB gun, some taser, some DEET, some spray, everything, okay? I was out there in the wild west, okay? I went out there, something bit me, and I don't know what that was. And I know when I went to the camping store after I got back, she said, that was a can't see 'em. I said, a what? She said, a can't see 'em. I was like, oh my God, yeah, it be the bugs. Yes, it be the bugs. I'm sorry, I'm so off topic. But yeah, so I thought I was the biggest, baddest thing ever, okay, until I went camping. Okay. And then I had to start looking at other people. Because sometimes I'm so engulfed in myself. I had to look at other people and what they were doing. As soon as it turned like nighttime, they started turning their lights off. And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be scared if I turn my lights off. You better turn them lights off if you out in the wild. Because if the only light is on is in your tent and everything else around you is scared, they're gonna come into that tent where the light is at. Okay. And so yeah, that's how yeah, that's a little off topic, but yeah. You better start paying attention, y'all. Yeah. So that was a process that I had to learn the hard way, okay? Because some things got in my tent that I ain't never seen before, y'all. I swear to God, There's some stuff out there in the wild, okay? Don't go out there too long if you don't have a book or some type of resources on what's going on out there in the wild, okay? Because I heard some stuff out there. I was like, oh my God, yo, help me. Yeah, I got up out of there. But anyways, so that was my camping experience, y'all. Let me get off of that because that was not what I even came in to get. Yeah, I had a rigged tent, y'all. I had a rigged tent. I made it out of some shower curtains, okay? Yeah. Y'all, let me stop because somebody saw me and they were like, what are you doing? I was just like, listen, that's how you know people be watching you, okay? And they was telling me, hey, you gonna come in contact with some can't see 'ems and you better get some deep. And then there was something else that they told me to get, and I was like, I'm good, No, somebody is always calling me when I'm on my live, y'all. Let me come right back, y'all. Let me come right back. Goodness gracious. Oh no, golly. Okay. Hold on. No, I'm gonna call them right back. I'm gonna call them right back because people just always want to. Oh my God. I just said, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, yeah, I be on the phone all day, every day with just everybody, okay? All right. I'm a mini celebrity in my own mind, okay? All right, and so that's how you got to treat yourself, okay? You know, you carve out some time for people when you can, and then you go from there. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna go camping again, y'all. I'm not built like that. I'm not built Ford tough. Even though I like Fords. And that's what I was talking about the other day, and I got off subject, and somebody called me, and I was like, I didn't even get to tell y'all that story about when I went to Ford. Okay, so it was nobody out there, y'all, and I went out there to just see what's having a Ford Mustang all about, because I'm into cars, y'all. If I was a celebrity, I would have maybe 10 cars out of my driveway. Yes, I'm sorry. And now I see why celebrities like to do that, because you have a day where you feel like, blah, and then you have a day that you feel like a Lamborghini. Then you have a day you feel like a Ferrari. And then you got a day you feel like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Ford Mustang. So I went out there to that museum. It was nobody out there. I was like, yes, I like to go places where there's nobody out there. And then I don't have to worry about, primping and looking, and put together and, talking all professional. And I don't have to put on, okay? I don't have to put on. I can just be who I am, okay? I can be me, okay? Moi, okay? Yeah, so I go out there and I'm like, okay, let me see what these engines are built up. Let me see what they're made of. Hello. Loves you and wants to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Come on in. Come on in. Look at your twin. Let me stop. No, I'm not y'all twin, but yeah. Come on in if you want to win. Put it like that. All right, so yeah. Come on the adventure with me. Yes, come on in to, Adventurous and Amazing channel. Thank you. Yeah, so I went over there to Ford. I wanted to see what it's all about and stuff. You can write your name on the wall. Just letting people know you've been there. You can go on the computer, look through the little it's like a directory or something like that to see if you want to join the it's like a team of talented people who know or specialize in Ford. And so once you donate or something like that, I forgot what it was, you become a part of the team. Or either you own a Ford Mustang, or it's a whole bunch of criteria, y'all have to look it up. I forgot what it was. And so some guy, he was like, hey, do you own a Mustang? I said no. And then I already knew he was waiting for me to ask him the same question. I said, do you own a Mustang? He said, yes, I do. I got that blue one out there. And I said, whoa. I looked out there and that Ford Mustang was bad, y'all. Okay, he revved that thing up. That thing said, vroom. Okay. My kids was like, wow. Okay, this is at a museum, y'all. And it was like, yeah, it was just a lot of people out there that own Ford Mustangs, but not like a lot of people, but that go to that museum, they own a Ford Mustang. So like I said, it wasn't a lot of people out there. It's just a lot of people that go there own a Ford Mustang, so they just expected me to own one as well. No, no. But to get into the Ford Mustang Museum, I believe it was like maybe $10. I know most of the time people say, I'm not going to pay to go in the museum. Most of the time museums are free. But if you are like a history buff, my major in college was history. So if you don't know that, if you don't know that about me, now you know. I'm trying not to tell too much because then y'all in my business trying to type up who I am. Okay, I'm not a celebrity. I'm an average person. Okay, all right. Yeah, so if you see me in the museum, don't be like, hey, adventurous and amazing. I'm like, who is that? Okay, because people don't call me that in person. All right, so anyways, yeah, so I was out at the museum, which I'm out there probably like every other weekend, every couple of weekends. I like to go to a museum so I can learn something new, because I feel like if I don't challenge myself, I feel like I'm stagnant, or I'm just not even like putting any effort or moving forward. Okay, so that's just how I am. I don't know how everybody else is. Okay, all right. Um, I like to challenge myself on a regular basis. Okay, all right. So I go to museums to collect data and information. So yeah, that's why this is the information channel, Adventurous and Amazing channel. Okay, so when you go to museums, they give you a lot of free flyers, free information, and then you don't have to be on the internet all day, because sometimes some things you need to learn in person. You can't always get on this internet and just expect everything to be laid all out for you. Sometimes you got to dig and you got to, search, and you have to, collect this information slowly but surely. Okay. And I'm all about the slow build up. Okay. All right. So I get out to the museum. It was lovely, y'all. It was lovely. All right. They had a gold Mustang that was owned by Henry Ford. And so if you don't know your history and things of that nature, then go look up Henry Ford. Okay. So one of the first cars in America, built by Henry Ford. Okay. All right. And so they still have his vehicle that he owned in the Ford Mustang Museum. And it looks amazing. Okay. I took some pictures of it and I have it on my channel. If you scroll back to some of my videos on like cars and stuff, you will see it. Like that golden car out there, that was his. Okay. Personally owned. And they have it in there, and they have it under surveillance and security, and the police watch everything. So don't try to steal it. Okay. They got some high, high profile security on that. Okay. So they really take it and value that vehicle. All right. So moving right along though, they also have like small little cars you can buy for like little children. So I bought my son one. And then they also have a little section where it's like, you can go through this little book, and then also the plans on how they made the actual, museum. And so it wasn't just the Henry Ford Museum. It's like the actual compound where they actually make, Ford Mustangs. And they have the layout, the engineering, and everything, things of that nature. Yes, it's very beautiful. Okay. I mean, if you're into cars, if you're not into cars, I don't recommend you going in there, because you might be like, what is this? Okay, I don't even, wow, a shirt that says Ford on it, a little, it's nice, cool jackets now. The jackets are fly. Okay, you can pull up in the NASCAR with those jackets. Okay, that's how fly they are. And if you have your own self a motorcycle, if you can't afford a motorcycle, a moped, you got to do what you got to do to make yourself look good, whatever the case may be. That's how I do. If I don't have the money, I'm gonna get the closest thing that I can to what I want until I get what I want. But I'm gonna get what I want. Okay. All right. So yeah. So hey y'all. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes. Keep chiming in. But yeah. So yeah, it's all about building yourself up slowly. And if you don't have the money, wait until you get the money and then get what you want. Okay? Because what they always say, life is too short to live through this life and not have what you want. It's a matter of writing it down, planning it, and then just execute. That's how I was taught in the military. Write it down, plan it, and execute. All right? It's simple as that. Ooh, excuse me. I don't want to be showing too much on this channel. Y'all have me out here in the streets and lonely and single. So my husband's like, I'm done. You showed a little bit too much. Nah, no, I ain't going out like that. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. Now, after we went to go see the Ford Mustang Museum, my husband, he likes the spiders. And so if you don't know what that is, basically it's like a little, it's kind of like a motorcycle vehicle. Okay, so sometimes they got the two wheels in the front and the one wheel in the back, or they got the one wheel in the front and the two wheels in the back. Okay, so not everybody calls them the spider. Some people call them the well, y'all done threw me off. Now threw me off topic. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm trying to think of it right now. If I wasn't talking about it, I would know. Anyways, we're gonna move right along, press right along. It looks like a motorcycle, but it's actually a spider. And they're only $10,000, y'all. They're only $10,000. Okay, so if you don't want to buy a car and you don't want to buy a motorcycle, then mix those two together and get yourself a spider. And those spiders are bad. Most of the time, people don't have them if you don't have no money. But like that. Yeah, so you probably won't even know what I'm talking about unless you got a little bit of money, okay? All right, and so if you live near the beach, you probably have a spider. If you live near Lake Norman, y'all hear me talking about that whole lot. There's a little strip that you can ride on. It is strictly for motorcycle, NASCAR, spiders, anybody who wants to go out there and just like kind of either race or just ride out there and just enjoy the fresh air. You know, or just drop down the top of your vehicle and then just ride and just, you know, let your hair down in the wind. Okay. All right. So there's a couple of places over here like that near the Lake Norman area. So if I see y'all around, you know, don't be trying to talk to me. Okay. Because I'm going to walk. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing, y'all. But yeah, so I got all off subject because if I start talking about cars or vehicles or motorcycles, you know, the whole topic is gone. Okay. Originally, I was going to talk about the new Skechers that I saw that was sent to my phone. But I said, let me save it for tomorrow because that's for another day. All right. So, but yeah, you want to slowly but surely build yourself up. Okay. And to the point where you're unrecognizable. And I know y'all have heard that before. To the point where people that you grew up with can no longer say, oh, you just that, you know, old girl from around the way. Or you just the one, you know, who just, you know, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. When I come home and people see me, they like, oh my gosh, you don't even look a day older than 17. Or I'm like, y'all better stop. Y'all got me blushing, you know. Oh, okay, yeah. But I was popular in high school because I ran track. So my name was on the intercom like every day. So I have no other choice but when I come home to see people react to me. Okay. Now, if I was a regular old person who just went to school and didn't do much, then a lot of people wouldn't try to keep up with me. So I know if you ever find out if you have a class reunion, I don't know if y'all go to those. I think we had one so far. And I didn't make it because I was out of town. But if you have one, go back. And then go see who was paying attention to you as you were growing up. You know, because you'd be surprised. It's like I was saying earlier, you'd be surprised who notices you. Okay? It's a lot of people that you think that, hey, they don't really care too much for me or they don't really like me. Child, they'll be the main ones. Okay? The main ones keeping up with you, even into adulthood. They will come find you. Yeah, see, I was the one who tried to talk to you and you didn't try to talk to me. And now look how I'm living. I'm like, I don't know how you living. You don't know how I'm living. Like, what? And then why are you keeping up with me? Why are you keeping tabs on me? Like, that's really weird. And you try to think like, and plus I was a child. Like, you know, how much, you know, what is the attention span of a child versus an adult? You know, I'm barely paying attention to you as I'm talking to you now. You know, I got other things planned. I know y'all got some plans right after this live. Hey, I got to pay some bills. Hey, I want to meet up with some friends. I want to go out to eat for lunch today. There you go. All right. Hey, what's up? Hey. See, I don't know, y'all. I really appreciate it. I don't know if I'm gonna go live on TikTok after this. I know sometimes people are like, well, I'm gonna just wait till you go on live on TikTok. I don't know if I'm gonna go over there today, y'all, because I gotta go out to eat for lunch, and then I gotta pick up my daughter for her little appointment. So, um, yeah, I gotta go ahead and get up off of here, y'all. Because I already done missed my important phone call for today, and they probably really mad at me because I'm like, I kept going and I kept talking. So I gotta get up out of here, y'all. Pew 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 pew. Salute. I'm out.